Loading snacks.
What it do, snackers, snackers, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage. We're here at Otakon 2023.
Otakon!
Feels good, resonates in your system. So check it out. We coming by, just having a little bit of a quick, run through with our man Substantial, and he was like, you need to check out my man Micah over here. So I'm like, okay. Then he dropped a bomb on me before I even get into what that was. Okay? Introduce yourself to everybody who's watching for me.
That'll work. What up, people? My name is Micah BlackLight. I'm a multi-dimensional, multi-platform, multi-everything artist, writer, author, coach, motivational speaker, fashion designer, and I'm also just a half alien hybrid human creature. So I'm happy to meet you. I'm happy to share some space.
What I heard is I am some of everything, which is a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So let's start with this, because I came around the corner. A sub pointed at a piece of artwork. Normally we would just do this in B-roll. I'm gonna actually have you pan to the artwork and then look back at me. Just pan to the artwork right here. Right here. Right here. Right?
What is this?
Okay.
Can you just grace yourself?
Okay. So then my man says, did that with a ballpoint pen. I can't tell you what I responded with. I can't say what I responded with. Micah, let's talk about this for a second, because obviously we'll start with this piece and I want to get into everything, but ballpoint pen, why?
I started dealing with ballpoint pen when I was in college, right?
Okay.
And the reason was because I kept on erasing and then throwing drawings away. Erasing and throwing drawings away. And I was like, bro, what would happen if I can't erase?
You needed that permanent.
What would happen? What would happen if I had to just work with the mistakes? What if I just had to force myself through? So I started working with pen. My man Julian Lytle, shout out to Julian. He put me on the RSVPs, which is just a form of pen that has, a bunch of ballpoint pens that have more colors, right? So I found that like they don't make ballpoint pens to draw with. So there's a very limited color palette. So they got like 2 oranges. I was like looking for any kind of variants I could find. 2 pinks, 2 oranges, 2 blues. I finally just a couple years ago found a yellow, and it was like gone.
I have to have it. Yeah.
Because you can't find yellow. You can't. It doesn't. Anyway. So I used ballpoint pen and then later on it got deeper, right? Because it became sort of a metaphor for life. Because like there's no undo button.
Can't redo.
You make mistakes, you got to work with them. And you have to clean them up. It's not so much as like, oh, you can throw it away. It doesn't work that way. Like when words are out of your face, now you got to clean them words up.
That's
you
right.
got to clean up the impact. So it became a metaphor for life separate. But outside of that, I call it painting with pens, painting with my pens, because I love blending. I love I love making it such that people think it's watercolor. People think it's something else. And that, they're like, do you use water with it? No. Do you smudge it? No. Like it's pen. Like I said. So it feels
it's
like
pen. It is its own art form.
Yes.
Because you can blend with all kinds of other mediums.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Like you got stuff that's chalk.
Yep.
Right? Is this your preferred medium to work in? Is it pen? Or is that just like a specialty for you?
That's a good question. I would say it's a preferred specialty.
Okay, the combination of the two.
Because when I'm doing hand work, I can do pencils. I can do mixes. I like doing like pencil mixed with marker, mixed with color pencil.
Yeah.
Like, that feels good. But when I'm doing a hand drawn joint, the first thing I'm gonna reach for is my pens.
Really?
That's just it's a given.
It feels natural?
Yeah, just because
Did it feel natural from the very beginning? Like when you okay.
No, I was scared.
Okay.
I was real scared. You know what I mean? Because it's like I can't even now.
Go back.
So recently I had a client. Normally whenever I do commissions, I don't do pen because that's like not right. Pens are like my upper echelon type stuff. But I recently had a client, Kala in a Lost Tribe. Shout out to Kala, and she was like, "Yo, I want a portrait, but I want them pens." And I was like, "Ooh." She's like, "A portrait of me." I was like, "Double." Ooh.
All right.
Because that's hard, right? Like that's extremely challenging. But I said yes. I acquiesced, and in doing it, I found that like it's the most terrified I've been when I'm about to do certain lines because I'm like, ain't no going back.
Yeah.
Like with my imaginary, with the creatures that come through, with the spirits that dance around and like have conversations with me, like yo, I want to come through your filter. Like there's a lot of leeway because I can mess up, I can do this, and then I can work with it.
Yeah.
But with somebody who's like, I want it to look like me, I'm just like, woo.
That's a challenge.
Right. So when I'm about to like do it, you know, all you artists out there, 9 times out of 10, you know the feeling. When there's a moment where if I make this mark, I'm gonna screw up the whole thing, or it's gonna work, right?
Yeah.
And with pen, it's just like, ugh. So I did feel there was extra anxiety, extra fear, but I did it, and it came out dope, and I was really excited.
See, that's, you know, we talk to a lot of artists. I know a lot of artists. I find that like, even when they don't realize it, every piece of artwork that someone does, they learn something about themselves or about the artwork. Do you find that to be true?
I think for the most part, yeah. There's some that just coast.
Yeah.
Some is smooth. Like for me, the conversation that we have is like, there's a bunch of artists that'll say, I'm just a vessel. I'm just a channel, right?
Yeah.
You will never hear me say that in my life. I'm not just a anything, right? But for me, it's more like, I believe in magic. I believe in spirits. I am magic. I am a spirit, right?
Right.
And so there's entities, there's energies that are kind of floating around, and some of them are like, I want to come through his channel, right? And I think they do that with other artists. I want to come through their channel.
Sure.
But for me, it's like I want to come through his channel, and it's specifically because they're like, he's gonna funkify me. He's gonna make me his version of fly. I don't even know what that's gonna look like, but I want to come
be right. You want to see it.
And so I open the door, and I'm like, oh, you? And they're like, yeah. And it's like, all right, so we gonna dance, right? So now we get to have a conversation, a visual conversation that works itself out largely on the page.
Yeah.
So I do learn certain things, but there's more like, there's a lot being said, and I can't. That's the part I can't articulate. There's full-on conversations happening
in the page,
yes, and some of it is between me and spirit. Some of it is with me and me. Some of it is with me and I don't even know.
Whoever. Yeah.
And then there's lessons I'm getting. So sometimes when you're just like the lessons, sometimes when you're like the lessons is happening, it's like they come later. Because I'm like, bruh, that really was a lesson. Like that's some crazy like. They're speaking to me, and I'm not even sure what they're giving me right now. And then later on, I'll be like, oh, that was like straight spiritual.
Put it together.
Yeah, that was just like a download or whatever as they call it. You know what I mean? So
How do you? I mean, I see you have other stuff. Like you got plenty of work here. We'll make sure we get some good B-roll of that. But I'm gonna talk about this other stuff. You got books up here.
I got a couple books. I got novels.
Novels too.
Yep.
You write as well.
I am.
So you write.
I
do the artwork. Talk to me about what I got on the table here. What we can see.
Yeah. So we started with coloring books. It actually started with the mermaids, right? And then I ended up with the merboys, and then I did the merkids. Merkids is the most recent.
Yeah.
The reason I started with the mermaid coloring book in the first place was because I have a daughter. She's 9. Shout out to Sphinx. Love you, girl. She wasn't 9 then. She was like 5 or something like that. And she's like, Papa, draw me a mermaid. I'm about to put you on blast. It's okay, baby. She was like, Papa, draw me a mermaid. And me and my wife, Opie Snow, shout out to Opie, we're both artists. And so she'd be like, Papa, draw me a mermaid. Mama, draw me a mermaid. And she had been Disneyfied by accident. Like, they just got in. And I was, you know. And so one day I was just like, I drew a mermaid with a big old butt, just cause. Like, yeah, just had it. You know? And she was like, Papa, mermaids don't have butts that big. Okay. So internally, I was like, parenting fail. That came out of my kids. Oh, it hurt my heart. Outwardly, I was like, yes, they do. Okay, so then the next little bit, every time she'd ask me to draw her a mermaid, I do 2. One skinny, whatever she wanted, and then another one big, thick, rotund, like curves. And she was like, they all have to have long curly hair. I was like, okay, shaved, mohawks, braids, dreadlocks, afros, puffs, right? And so one time I did one that was just super thick locks, super thick breasts, super thick stomach, hips, growth, everything. And she was like, she's beautiful. And I was like, I did it, right? Because it's not like she didn't still want the Disney stuff, but she was able to see the beauty in more, right? So I went online. I was just like, listen, there's been, I was on Facebook and I was like, yo, this was my experience, and now I either need to find or make a coloring book because Black Mermaids is too hard to find for right now. This is before Disney did the Little Mermaid thing, all that. And so my friends was like, yo, my followers were like, if you do a mermaid, if you do a coloring book, oh my God, I'll buy 1, I'll buy 2, I'll buy 3, and I was like, I'm doing it.
Here it is.
So that's how the first one came up, and that's that bad boy right there. That one makes me so happy. And then after that, I just kept going because I was like, all right, well, the Mer Boys need some love. You know what I mean? Let's do some men. So I did Mer Boys. And then I was like, the kids is going to be like the crown, right? So that's the true crown. So I did the kids. And then the next one's going to be Mer Folk. And then I'm going to put the stories in because I already got origin stories because I'm also a writer. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
So you really ready?
Yeah, I'm about
So
it.
here's what I want to do, because I'm not going to take up any more of your time, but I need to make sure that the people who are watching know how to find you. So if they're not here where we are at Otakon right now, how do people find you, find your artwork, get commissions, whatever it is you do for them? How do they do that?
Thank you so much for asking and thank you for having me, seriously.
Cool.
Micah BlackLight, M-I-C-A-H, BlackLight, all one word, all spelled how it's spelled. I kept it simple, it's on all the platforms. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, those are the two biggest. Artofmicah.com is how to find my art, is how to find my prints, is how to get in touch, but you can always reach out, DM on Facebook, on Instagram. I mean, I'm also on Twitter, but not a whole lot, but it's still Micah BlackLight. I
It's
keep it the
X
same.
now.
Okay.
They changed it up on us. It's just
It's now is X. So the platform formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, either way, I'm not on there a whole lot. But the point is like, Micah BlackLight, you can Google it, you can like, that's the place. Art of Micah, Micah BlackLight. I also do coaching and motivational speaking and stuff.
That's dope, man. Listen, I greatly appreciate you. I really do. Thank you for taking the time. It's been great talking to him on and off camera. You guys know what to do. Make sure you go follow Micah across everything and get you a coloring book so you can put some colors on some paper and turn his artwork into your artwork. We out. Toodles and loose.
Thanks, man. This is beautiful. Thanks for having me. Take care, y'all.
What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.